Here we are together in the daytime when it's almost deserted and the sun is beating down. It feels like it's about 38 centigrade. And we've seen some wonderful red, gold, and green things. And really nice stuff.
He said, well, maybe. And I found out later that the song was about the great love of his life, and, Cindy Breakspear, Miss World. And because the backup singers included his wife, Rita, they would never sing the song on stage. So one of the great songs of his whole life never got performed in live shows. And I had much closer relationship with him the following year.
Nothing offensive to the British people in the audience, I hope. And Peter said he played in L.A., Hollywood. He said he played in San Francisco, California, United States of America, because there's nothing merry about America. It's a Satica. You know, just the genius of his language. And he said, be careful of your friends because they will fry you in the end. And he was murdered by a friend. So he was prophetic also.
You all realize that this is one of the happiest days of my life, especially since it was so unexpected. I mean, if somebody told me this morning that this is what I'd be doing tonight, I would have laughed at that. And I'm so glad for all of you to do this tonight, to come here. You honor me and my friends. And,
yeah, we knew this was going to happen. We knew something like this would happen.
Well, it's the 14th. It's good.
Yeah,
We're doing Saturday twice because we did it here.
You've had 2 Saturdays.
Right.
Oh.
The Saturday already, you know. Get 2 Saturdays. Today, no, today's Saturday? Yeah.
Too bad Saturday's not payday. You didn't get 2 of them.
We got paid in a different way. Got double pay. Why, that's great.
What, you probably knew Bob longest, huh? Of anybody.
Very long.
What do you miss most about Bob?
Him. Just miss the whole I'm just miss him, you know, the whole them vibes. Why? Fun Bob gone.
Good evening and welcome to one of the most incredible versions of LA Reggae you will ever see. I'm Roger Steffens and I'm in the middle of the Wailers. And this is Carly Barrett, the incredible drummer who was an upsetter. And before that you were a hippie boy. And you're not so hippie now. Show everybody how slim Carly is, will you please? Get a little profile here. Let's dispel all the rumors right now, all right? And over here is a special person for many reasons, but most of all because we are not only Lunsmen, but we're both Jersey boys.
Yeah,
I'm from Westwood and you're from Elizabeth? Montclair, right? Al Anderson. You know him in many guises, but everyone knows his lead lines on No Woman, No Cry. And this is also your first visit here. What, of all the images you saw on that television tonight, what stands out the most right off the bat?
the fact that he's still here with us. Right here.
And at all his ages, too. The kid before you started to play with him, the kid in Canada, flirting with people outside. And 7 years later, the prophet. Wyo we saw as a youth man pounding the piano in Edmonton, Canada, and right to the culmination of the career, doing an incredible redemption song. I've always wanted to ask you how that came about. Did you just got the vibe to go to JBC? Just got the vibe and said, come on down. Now, I didn't even know you played guitar.
Among many things.
Among many things. And you played it beautifully.
This one is a gift of my opportunity.
It's a beautiful moment. That's the moment I think should end whatever Marley documentary movie is made, because there's no way to follow that moment.
Yeah, both of them too.
The vocals are good. When he starts punching his fist, you know, in the middle of the song.
I have some damn good shot there.
It's a beautiful moment, and it's something to be proud of. Seco, you knew Bob since he was a boy, hmm?
Yeah, man. For a long time,
And one
I enjoy the moment and
yeah. What do you think seeing all those movies tonight? What moments really jogs your memory for you?
was somewhere. A lot more. I was weak at this thing. Like one night, that camera. I don't look for nothing. I just looking, man, you know, on tape and thing, but don't look for nothing, identify nothing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
A month.
Yeah, man, I was a long time in the man.
Got married, prepare the bed, get the linen
I
out.
spent some time on this room here, man. I was spend some time.
If one of you does it, I'll be very upset. And if all of you do, I'll be thrilled.
So much vibe that short on this room, man.
You know, really, if this room belongs to anybody, it belongs to you. It's the Wailers' room, and that back room too. It's all of your work. Now look down here, family. Were you on any of the Coxzone sessions? Were you on any of the Wailers' Coxzone sessions?
Coxon. No, not
All right.
that.
So you come in at Lee Perry time.
Right.
All right. So from here, all the way over to here is just Wailers albums and 12 inches. There's about 75 records there. You saw 2 drawers full of singles, and you're on almost every one. What goes through your head when you see all that massive work?
Yeah, man. Came right back in the early days, man. History. Living history. One last thing I was thinking to tell you was when we returned from Canada, to make a copy of those good old favorite.
The records?
Right?
Yeah.
Such like Inner Souls.
Yes.
Things like that.
Robbery with Aggravation on the Truth label by Family. My favorite of all time. Can you get a close-up of this? You fellas know the Cobra label? Look at that label, man. That's a hard label.
Yeah, well, color 4 times without for running, of course.
Now, do I presume that everything that you're on, Carly is drumming on?
Right.
All of these singles would be Carly, too? Gideon's High? Now, what about the Hippie Boys? Tell me if you're on any of these Hippie Boys. Dr. No-Go?
That's it.
Temptation?
Yes.
You're on that? Lick It Back and Carib Special?
Mm-hmm.
That's you? All right. Just Be My Love and Wonderful World?
You got it.
That's you. Herb Tree is you. And what about Neil Armstrong by the Hippie Boys? Is that you?
Yes.
Oh, good. Would you sign him? No, that's all right. You'll have writer's cramp. Junior.
Yeah, you got them.
Where's Junior? Junior got away from it all.
He'll be back.
Carly, were you aware the first time that you and Family worked as the Upsetters with Bob that there was some kind of bond between you that was different from your backing other groups?
Not really.
It was just another gig at first, huh?
Yeah.
And how did you come to leave Lee Perry and become a Wailer then?
Through Bob.
Yeah, but what was the turning point?
Well, you know, some little thing was going on, but and Bob come on and see and say, want us to join together and carry the name Wailers. Mm-hmm. We just leave, we just kind of go over to Bob and straighten Bob's side.
Massive music. We looked tonight at that Soul Revolution and dub album. I think there were only 1,000 copies ever pressed, and I said it was like the Sun Sessions of reggae music, which is the foundation of modern rock and roll is the Sun Sessions. And the foundation of reggae is really that Lee Perry dub style of music. How much did Lee Perry actually contribute to that sound?
Well, dub thing, I can recall the first time we did that type of music was this track here what called Clint Eastwood.
Who did that?
It was both Lee Perry and the Upsetters. We did it together.
And you're the bass man on it?
Right.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, at that time.
And Family, Carly, you're the drummer
Yeah,
on
I
it?
play drums on it. But Robbie and Sly make a version of it the other day.
Recently?
Yeah, but they call it, they have a different name on it now. But they said background.
The Lee Perry period is in many fans' eyes the greatest flowering of pure Wailers music. It's foundation music. I mean, it was repeated over and over again on the Island albums in newer versions, but so many of the songs on those two albums are standards now. Lee Perry has taken almost sole credit in some interviews for writing all that material. Did he actually write any of those songs?
Well, I can't say he fully, but I know he and Bob was close. So apparently they should be co-writers, maybe, you know.
Well, even on the back of Chris Blackwell is a Vampire, Lee Perry takes sole writer's credit for One Drop. Look, and it's Bob's One Drop. Why do you suppose he does that?
I can't say.
We were talking about unreleased Wailers music before, and this is something I want to ask the whole group, because you're all involved in it. There's some incredible stuff in the can. I think particularly of I Know a Place Where We Can Carry On, which is, you know, this heartbreakingly beautiful song.
Well, I know, yeah, we did a track like that, done by Lee Perry Studio.
78, I think.
Yes, also.
You see this cassette right here? You see this?
Black Man Redemption.
This is what that tape came to me in. This is Lee Perry's tape. He wrote X Rasta on one side and no X on the top here. It looks like it's been through the Battle of the Bulge. And the tape, the only extant cassette master from the board in the world, was inside that shattered shell. And I repackaged it, and I have it right here. Somebody has to release that. And who called the game?
Yeah.
Don Lapone asked before, what can the fans do to get this music out? Who controls it now? What's the status of this music?
I think a lot of that music will be freed up soon, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah. Definitely. Through one source or another.
There's got to be a chain reaction of things to happen, you know? One thing's got to start and start the other. And
Well, what could start it? I mean, what could we do as fans concretely to make this happen? It's been 6 years since the Wailers have write about it.
Right.
I'll do that.
Yes. You
bring it more to life.
For sure.
And,
And then
publicize
new
it
magazine.
as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, what's the name of your magazine again?
Oh, I can't imagine why you'd ask that. Beat. And you know what the beatniks in the 50s took their name from? They didn't, it wasn't beaten, you know, it meant beatific, saintly. So this is the beat too, and it is beatific music. All right, what do you want to come out? You know some of the stuff you've got in the can. What vexes you most that people haven't heard yet?
New stuff.
Your new stuff has Wailers.
New material, yeah.
6 years in the can.
Well,
Some of it.
Yeah, some about 4 or 5 years.
Who has it?
Rita,
What is she doing with it?
sitting on it.
Why?
I don't know what you're afraid of.
Everybody know why. Everybody know why.
Why, Seco?
Everybody know why. Just want to keep it on. You know why we survive? Because we got the good music. She know we got it. What's that? Kind of next trip? Probably a family trip. I don't know.
I don't know, a lot of good music went out before, and they got all the gold still of it.
Is it true that the Wailers had no royalty agreement with anybody?
Huh.
No formal signed agreement?
We got a 50-50 basis.
Officially,
That's
50-50, the group, Bob Marley.
We
and
never,
all
had,
that.
we never had to sign anything to make it right, you know, because it's just equal rights and justice.
Dobson. You know Dobson? Diane Dobson?
Diane Jobson.
Dobson, yeah, she know everything about that.
So there is a legal agreement somewhere that gives you 50% royalty. And there's millions of dollars in royalties. And as Bunny's pointed out, the original material that you're involved in, the Lee Perry stuff, some of the Beverly stuff, is selling still, and it's selling at $8.98 an album price. There's no production costs for 25 years in that music, 15 years on some of it. And who's making the money? And you're not seeing anything. None of those Lee Perry albums give you any royalties? None of the Beverly stuff gives you royalties?
Well, I wasn't involved on the Beverlys.
All right. But the Lee Perry stuff, you
Lee
certainly
Perry
were.
stuff, right.
Does anybody ever send you a check for the year's sales of the Lee Perry material?
Never yet.
Never yet once? Not since the first?
No, but still hoping.
Still hoping after all these years. It is good to have hope and to show hope. I must say I've never seen the band since Bob passed look happier.
We live on Hope Road, you know, so
Yeah, you know.
the hope is for the whole world.
Idubi's song, Hope Road, is really a beautiful gospel song. You know that one, the fellow from Africa? You've just come back from Israel. Tell me about Israel. Why did you go there, of all places?
It's the oldest city in creation, and it's a holy place, a golden city. The city where His Majesty lived, you know. Selassie studied the Bible. So.
Seems to me like the Bible began from there onward.
So.
And what did you experience? Did anything surprise you, or was it all just the way you expected?
Yeah.
You want to stop the fuss there, Sika?
We planted a few seeds down there.
Did you run into any Rasta?
Rastas everywhere.
Plenty.
Rasta-minded it.
Rasta.
In Jerusalem.
Right here. The creation of Rasta is right there.
And at Echo Park, too, you're right.
You know, the creation of Rasta is right in Jerusalem.
That's the heartland.
Moses.
Yeah.
Moses was a dreadlocks. Moses was a dreadlock, so...
Now, where did you play in Israel?
We played in Jerusalem, and we played in Tel Aviv, and the kibbutz.
And on a kibbutz? Like a private party, or what?
It's a place, what's that place called? The other place we played.
I don't actually retain the name.
Pronounce it so good.
Yeah. Hebrews kind of sound.
Yeah.
How did they treat you? Were you well received?
Well,
They
yes.
were waiting for us, you know?
They were.
Did they know the words to the songs?
Every word.
All right, now...
Every word. Every show was sold out. And they just dying for us to come back.
What did they ask you after the show about Bob? What did they want to know about the Wailers? What were they most interested in?
Everything.
Well, they let us know
Everything.
they've been waiting for us for years. And hope we does not stay so long.
Bob never come.
Bob never played Israel.
Bob never come.
Why didn't Bob come?
Yeah, we fulfilled it for Bible.
What an experience. And then you've just gotten off a plane from New Zealand.
Well, Bob planted more seeds in New Zealand too, and we saw the living proof. Because we went there in 1979, and we did one show. Yeah.
Zico says we turned New Zealand into Jamaica, yes.
We did one show in front of about 40,000 people.
Wow.
And we never got a chance to meet the people because we stayed for maybe a day and a half to a couple of days and we left. And then on return, we saw the harvest, the fruits, many fruits, you know. It's just like being in Jamaica and the people are searching for their history, their heritage, and their rightful place in creation.
But what is it about reggae music that native people like the Aboriginals in Australia, the Maoris in New Zealand respond to? Why do those people that are called primitive incorrectly, why they
those
especially?
People look upon the earth as their mother and Jah as their father. So the earth can never leave them and them can never leave the earth. It's a fullness. You know, so the only thing leave now is peace. That's all. Peace on earth, goodwill to all mankind.
Zico, come in here because you really wanted to say something.
You know what happened? You are just joke. Last day we got there, right?
Tell the camera.
The last day we leave there, right? They checked me out at the hotel, so we're on the street, in the hotel premises. Well, there's some Rasta boy, man, but the place, a lot of Rasta boy, the place come on. You know, they don't leave, from them come, they don't leave here. They drive all over. 7 hours drive, 8 hours drive all over, sleep on the road, follow all about. Well, this last day now, when everybody gone and check out, come to the airport, they take me to lunch. So I said, them said, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? So I turned to them and said, what do you eat? You know what them said? What you people taught we. That's all they say. That's all. That's like what them say? Vegetable and fish. Not more, Zico. I don't want to tell you that.
Now this is Zico, this is a question for all of you. Do you ever feel like the disciples?
We are disciples. The disciples.
The disciples.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like the modern
Yeah.
apostles?
Yeah.
You know, players and singers of instruments.
But I mean the Matthew,
create the
Marks,
beat.
and Lukes, and Johns, and Peters, and Pauls of this
create the
age.
We are the modern day version.
That's what I'm wondering, if you actually feel that yourselves in some way.
Well, if you practice the truth, you feel it, you know. All you have to do is read Psalms and read about the master musician. And we follow the road of the master musician. as angels, you know.
Excuse me. Remember when you got your first child?
Yeah, yes.
How you feel when you get the first child?
Indescribable.
Oh my God.
And I'm a man of words.
Oh my God.
And I'm a man of words.
You know
what she did? She was born at home, and she came out to Bob Marley. As she came into the world, Bob was.
And you watch that kid grow.
Yeah, man.
But that we on this music, you know. Like we create this
Yes,
music.
I mean those
create
Lee
this
Perry
music.
sessions.
We create this music.
That was the
And
foundation.
we watching it grow. You understand?
You know it.
We create this beat. And we watching it grow.
Family,
Nothing that is good,
it's 6 years since the world has really heard your bass playing and Carly's incredible drumming. 6 years, really, with just a little hint and a taste here and there since you got to play lead guitar. Look at all those incredible performances. Now, you must have such a backlog of music inside you that's just bursting to come out. How can we get it out?
Well, a lot of that music has been recorded. We recorded 2 songs in Israel. And
What
we
were the
did,
songs?
We did, one song was P and Q, which means to be on your best behavior.
Mind your P's and Q's?
Right.
And what's the other song?
And the other song is Solution, which is what we're all looking for.
Didn't you sing that at Splash?
Yeah, we sang it at Splash. We gave them a preview.
See, I heard.
Solution.
It's
So
a good song.
the solution is Jah and love, you know, so yeah.
Sharp.
You have a video on it?
Yeah, we are coming up on the job.
All right, now, when are we going to have in our hands a Wailer's record?
Well, by April.
By April. What label?
Well, that's debatable right now. EMI interested, CBS, a few other people. But one way or another, we get it out on the road. We don't care which label or how. Just get it out on the road.
You know how badly we fans want that, I hope. You know? Nothing is more desired now than for you all to really
Well,
come back.
Everyone in the band writes.
When they come back, what do you mean?
We never left.
Come back to us. No, you were prevented. It wasn't that you left. It was you were prevented from coming out more often to that audience that's been waiting for 6 years for
Well-
you. You were at the top of the heap. You were the greatest reggae band in history, and right at your prime, boom, you were forced by circumstances to stop. And for 6 years, you've been searching for a way to get it together again. And you have an inbred bind, because for so many people around the world who've never, ever experienced Marley and Wailers live, you are the living embodiment of Bob Marley's music, and therefore you have to play Bob Marley songs. But every time you do a lot of Bob Marley songs, I hear criticism, you hear criticism, I'm sure. They're just ripping off Bob Marley. You're not ripping off Bob Marley. It's the only way people can hear that
It's
music.
been different. I think it takes time for anyone to adjust to any new situation. And
it would be awful if you stopped doing some Marley songs. It would be terrible.
we will never stop doing Bob songs because we are part of Bob songs. Bob's is in us and
your
we're in Bob.
songs.
It's our songs.
Redemption.
Freedom. You know, he said in that thing with Why a Song's a Free Man.
I got songs that Bob sing for me and nobody know.
Where's the tape, Seco? Let's talk about it. You can tell me.
Lot of songs.
Just
All the
whisper.
road songs
Just
and
whisper where they are. Work tapes.
There's all over.
Where? Where's Seco?
You soon know.
You'll tell me when I come?
Yeah, you soon
All right.
know about those.
You heard that, everybody. And I will try. But I hope in this kind of lighthearted way tonight, you've sensed some of what the fans feel about you still, and how loved you are, and how important you are, and nobody counts you out.
We did a Reggae Sunsplash in '86 around Europe, and the feeling was definitely there from everyone. We were giving and we were receiving. The audience was giving and receiving, so it was an interchangeable situation. And it made us more stronger together to realize that our commitment is to the people and no one else. Not to ourselves, but to the love of the people and the love of the music that Bob Marley and the Wailers created. That way, we keep on going and the next generation pick up and they get strength, and the next generation pick up, and eventually we find peace.
You're going to find that your audience is younger and younger now, too. You'll be playing to teenagers mostly
When
from
we
now
first
on.
went to New Zealand, the audience were babies.
Really?
And they grow up on us. That's why I said we plant some seeds. They said, I was 12 years old when you last came here. And look at me now.
I'm a grandmother.
I'm a dreadlocks.
I'm a
No, I said,
dreadlocks.
I'm a Rasta. I said, they're Rastas. You know, all of them. And now they teach their own kids their history. Before, they never try to teach their kids anything other than what society say, send your kid to this school and that's it. But now, they teach them part of their culture, the Bible, and also what new gains God has given them, because everything that come to them is positive. It's only that we sometimes see the negative in it because of greed, you know, but everything that comes to you is positive. It's for you to make it work.
It's true.
So all those seeds that we planted, those kids grew up. So our audiences have always been babies. If you're a big man, you're still a baby.
The biggest man you ever did
Right.
see was once a baby. I want to ask you all one final question. I want to ask the same question to all of you now, and that is, what piece of music that you are involved in as Wailers is your single favorite piece? It might be something that you played your favorite lick on, or just an all-around fantastic song that you're part of. What's your favorite
My
piece?
favorite is War. The words are written by Haile Selassie, and that's the message to mankind right now. That's the best song Bob ever did. Best song.
And there's a longer version on some demo tapes that Neville gave me that was never released. There's another about 35 or 40 seconds
Every time
of
Bob
his
sing
speech.
War, it's like the first time he ever sing it and the last time. Every time he sing it. First
Do you
and
have
last.
a favorite live version of that? At one of your concerts?
Babylon by Bus.
The one on that album?
That's good. I like the original version too.
Yeah.
I mean, every version of that is my favorite.
And it was very roundly criticized when it was on the album. They said, why didn't he put Roots on instead of this speech by Haile Selassie? It got a lot of criticism at the
Well,
time.
His Majesty said that you must revel in the Bible. And when he said that speech, he didn't say it for anyone in particular. He said it for the whole world. But people don't even realize that yet. They're slowly coming to realize, like Phil Collins realized it the other day and did a song called, what's that song called? Land of Confusion, right? That's another version of War, you know. And Carly Simon, he did another song just recently, same kind of message. But War is the ultimate, Paul Simon, right?
Paul Simon's.
War is the ultimate version of the message to the people.
You created a whole style of reggae drumming that people are still making careers out of your throwaway licks. What's your favorite piece of music? Come over here in the light a second, Carly. Tell me what your favorite piece of music
We
is.
shall ever love in Jah.
Why?
Because we have to.
Forever Loving
Yeah.
Song from the Uprising. Yeah. Al Anderson, tell me about you. Is it No Woman, No Cry?
No.
Come a little closer.
I say Roots.
Roots. Interesting choice. Not a song that a lot of people know, even if it's on the new Rebel Music collection. It's not a song that people think of by Bob because it was only the flip of a single all those years.
Yeah, I was around when he was writing it, and I saw how it came about to him, so.
How did it come about? What's the story?
Just the,
What country?
the same words.
What
It was
country?
in Jamaica. Just as he sings the words, that's how it came about. You know, the people were around him, and there were certain people cooking food and motivating certain things and certain energies that were going down there. I saw that happen at the time, and I just hadn't seen anyone work like that and use all the elements that were in front of him and put them into songs like that, so I'd say Roots.
I can't wait to hear what Family Man says.
Well, yes. Well, I've got a wide range, you know. But I will just give
We
you
have plenty of
three.
tape.
Well, number one is, I'll let you know, is so much things to say. And guiltiness rests on their conscience every day. And also, get up, stand up for your right. Yeah, man.
Seiko, come in, please. Wyatt, tell me your favorite thing that you played on. What song of Bob's do you like best? Let me ask you to hold it down just a second. What's your favorite, Bob?
I think the Confrontation album was the heaviest.
The Confrontation album, the posthumous. Any particular track that really turns you on most?
Give Thanks and Jump Naya Bing. Most of I love all of the songs on Confrontation, very good songs.
Now, there are other albums that the Wailers could put together on the basis of the Confrontation album, and I want you to think about what songs might be in rehearsal form that could be turned like Mix Up into real songs.
Ask me, man, which song me like.
No, I don't care. No, Seiko.
I can tell you know that. They know
Seiko,
that.
tell me what song is your favorite.
Natty Dread.
Dread Natty Dread.
Natty
I are the roots. Now in Jamaica, the Tough Gong single.
That's my song.
The Tough Gong single in Jamaica spelled it Knotty, not Natty Dread. They spelled it Naughty Dread. You know that. And I think that's probably the realer title of that song, too, Naughty Dread.
Naughty Dread is my song.
Now why? Was it written about you?
I'm a part of it.
See?
Yes, Naughty Dread. I think I got a few lines there. Yes.
Now, it's said that Bob wrote his songs in community, that you would sit around on the porch or in the studio, and people would throw lines at him, and he'd incorporate it into a verse, and if he found something he'd like, he'd work it out a little further. Is that how it worked?
At times.
So, in truth, you're all co-writers.
Very right.
Did you create all your own lead guitar lines, Junior?
Well, he used to give me ideas.
Who gave you the line, or did you do the line yourself in Waiting in Vain?
Waiting in Vain came to me in a dream. I heard the track, and then I tried it once, and I said, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I went home, I slept, came back and did it in the first take. And while I was sleeping, I dreamt about the song, and that was came out.
I'm so happy that came out.
You know the work song?
The work song?
Work.
4 days to go home.
Yeah, it wasn't days. It was miles, because coming from the, you don't know about that. It was coming from the country. And we were counting miles and coming in. So I started to run a rhythm. I started to run a rhythm. And singing about the miles. And to continue that song. You know, just pick up the miles and just put a melody to it. And just read miles. I'm just in the studio now, we're going to do some record and say, well, I work on that. I said, yeah, man, I'm going to turn it into days. The mile into days. And there we go. So,
I have to ask you all to remember something for me, because nobody's ever given me the answer. The last show, Stanley Theater, Pittsburgh, 3 sets of encores. There's 90 minutes of tape that has gotten out. It ends with work, but there's supposed to be another 45 minutes of songs. What was the very last song played in Pittsburgh? What was the last song you played with Bob?
those things are dangerous things you're asking, man.
Well, Dennis Thompson has the tape, and he won't tell me. Probably Exodus.
Serious song, serious thing.
Hold on to this a second.
Serious things, man. Very serious thing them they ask. Dangerous lines, those. Yeah.